echo, hearts laid bare. Battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, stories told. Rise again from the ashes cold. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Stand side by side, hand in hand. Shadows whisper, demons call, but we refuse to lose it all. Every fall, every tear, built the strength that brought us here. We are warriors, we are fire. Turn the hurt into desire. Not alone, never lost. One more chance, no matter the cost. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand.
Man, every time that thing comes on, man, I just get pumped up. Welcome, everybody, to Tuesday Talk. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patrick's Day. A little bit of luck of the Irish hopefully will be with you today. This is Tuesday Talk presented by Save 22 Veterans. I am Flyboy, and I'm happy that you're with us here today. Tuesday Talk is about real conversations, right? Real people, real support. So jump in, hang on, and let's make our time count. Remember that you're not alone, right? You're part of this community, and we're glad you're here. So buckle up. We're going to get started. All right. We got Albert with us today. Albert's been MIA for a little bit. We've had a lot of excitement over the off season, and he wanted to jump on this morning and basically update everyone on another aspect of our motorsports program, which we're blown away with the amount of attention that we've had. We really are. And it's pretty exciting. So Albert wanted to come on real quick and talk about, well, Albert, you go right on ahead. I'm not gonna blow the surprise. You go right on ahead.
All right. So we've been working hard for many years trying to get an in with NASCAR, and finally we got it. So NASCAR is helping us directly with tickets this year, which looks a little different on our process of how we do it. Everything's going to go through the website. You can find it under motorsports. When you look through the website, it'll say events. You can look for the event, go register there. It'll hold your name there. And we're doing it kind of a first come, first serve this year. NASCAR has been gracious enough to give us between 4 and 6 tickets, depending on the event capacity and where we're at. So they're giving us between 4 and 6 races for the year as well. So make sure you follow the website, save22.vet. Keep an eye on those items popping up through the year. Our first event, is going to be Darlington this weekend. That event is already full. It filled up very quickly when we put it out there.
About 38 seconds.
Up 38 seconds. It was full. So that event is full and ready to go. I'm not sure of our next event yet. Once I get to Darlington, I'll have that figured out, and we will post it as soon as we can. So again, everything we do this year is going through the website. That's pretty critical. IHRE side's working a little bit different than it was last year. It's okay, John, to explain, or
Yeah.
you want to?
No,
Yeah,
go ahead. We talk
so
about it
with-
almost every week with Tuesday Talk
yeah.
in the IHRA. So go ahead.
So IHRA is a little different this year. All you got to really do is show your military ID at the gate, and you're in, and you get a +1 at half price. That's what they're doing this year to make the paperwork side of it a little bit easier, the accountability side of it a little bit easier. So show your ID at the gate for an IHR event. Guess what? You get in free. It's that simple. Saturdays seem to be the day that are going to be the Military Appreciation Day that end about 3 or 4 o'clock. And through the day, you'll get to go to the starting line for the national anthem. There'll be some other things and perks that IHRA is currently working on with John. So I'm not sure of all the details of all that. I don't want to spoil any surprises or speak out of turn, but I know that there are some things that NASCAR or IHRA is going to do. And the NASCAR side of it, again, keep an eye on the website, follow along on socials. Once we announce an event, be cognizant that it's first come, first serve. Like we just said, that first event filled literally in less than a minute. It was
first
full.
phone call. The first phone call.
Yeah, it was full. So keep an eye out on things like that. We will be at the track. We're not specific to a spot.
We're not tied to a team. We're not tied to a team this year.
We have many opportunities to go work and be around all these drivers that we've been in positions to meet over the course of 10 years. So it's finally starting to come around, and I think it's going to be a unique experience this year, and I'm really excited to see what NASCAR has in store for us.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Al. I'm incredibly jealous that you're going to the NASCAR event. I'm going to the drag racing event. If you know anything about Albert and I, Albert actually grew up drag racing. I grew up roundy round racing. So it's a little different. Neither one of us ever saw us on this path in this part of our story, right? On who we'd be hanging with and what we'd be doing. We talked real quick right before the show started. This is exciting, right? I mean, it's really exciting that people are starting to see the Save 22 brand. They're asking us to be places. They're getting us involved, right? And we're able to share these experiences with, a handful of veterans at a time. And you and I have talked for years now about how big we would like to see this go, and how we could help, 24, 100 at a time, or get them to these events at that time. And we're realizing that the more intimate setting, the 3 to 5 veterans at a time, the more special, the more unique we can make the event when it's like that, and we're really happy with the partnership that we've groomed over the years with NASCAR and what they've offered for us, and the IHRA and Lex June. Saturday is going to be the Veteran Appreciation Day. It's all day. I think it starts at 10:30. I'd have to look at the thing again, but it's done at 3 o'clock. Snacks and water all day long, in the shade, in the tent, right? Really excited for the first weekend, the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. Big things coming for them this year, right? With 11 events, 8 of them for the championship, a 3-race run for the $1 million, right? It's exciting. I mean, it's really exciting. I'm going to show the website real quick just so people know. And I'm going to let you know too, our chat system is down today. So if you're chatting with us over there on the tube, I can't see it. So very, very sorry about all that this morning. It just happened right before we logged in, and unfortunately I don't have time to mess with it right now. Here's our website, save22.vet. As Albert was talking about, it's right here under events. We want you to click on the events. We have been having some serious technical difficulties the last few days, so I am very sorry. Anyway, it's right here under events.
And like I said, once we get those events released, for sure, we're going to go ahead and add them to the event page, and we will make sure that we do a social media post as well. But you'll have to go to the website, go to the event page, and when you open it up, it'll simply say, I think, apply here or get involved or something for that little event, and it'll ask if you want to volunteer or be a participant, and you just fill it out. It's that simple. It literally takes less than, I don't know, 3 minutes for the whole process. Honestly, it's quick.
You know what, Al? I'm over here looking at the YouTube stream, and I'm wondering if it's, oh, look, it's coming back up. All right, we just did a reload over there for you. Thanks for handling that, Albert. We are going to stop sharing over there, come back over here. There we are. And we have a deep dive segment today with a couple people, Jim and Anissa Bezason. I want to make sure I say that correctly. Who I met about 6-8 months ago at Dragway 42 in an off chance meeting through the IHRA. They stopped by and wanted to start talking, and they're really growing. I'm really excited for them. So for today's, come on, pop up. For today's deep dive segment, we're going to bring in Jim and Anissa Bezason as soon as these come up. And let me get their mics on real quick. And there they are. And we'll come back right over here to the main page. And now we got all four of us right there. So thanks for getting up this morning. They are actually West Coast time. So it's about 7:15 in the morning there. Jim was on around 6:30 this morning helping get everything set up. So really thank you guys for joining us this morning. Really excited to talk to you. So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So you guys, Anissa, you're the owner of Auditory Defense, and then you and your husband Jim together own TrackTune. And we had a little pre-meeting yesterday with a lot of technical difficulties trying to get things established. If you don't know, in Ohio this weekend, there was some pretty crazy weather, some tornadoes, some damage, a lot of people still without power. And if you're one of us lucky ones that have power, congratulations. If you don't, hang in there. They're getting to it, and hopefully by the end of the day you'll have your power back on. But Anissa, you and I met at Dragway 42 on an off chance. It was actually your first IHRA event, and you started talking immediately about audiology and hearing conservation because you noticed I wear hearing aids. I'm at a drag strip. And you're like, hey, have you ever heard of these? So let's talk about that real quick. Audiology, hearing conservation, drag racing, racing mom. Like you've been involved in this for a very, very long time. What was the driving factor? What did you see that said, man, I can do something about this?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having us. And so I'm an audiologist and our son races. And I'm not only an audiologist, but I actually specialize in hearing conservation. So most of my career has been helping manage hearing conservation programs in companies that are required to have it because their noise is so loud, they need to protect their employees. So I kind of live that world. And so when Bryce started racing louder cars, I was really shocked and scared about how I saw so many people, most people weren't wearing hearing protection.
Neglecting themselves.
Yeah, and they don't realize how dangerous it is. And also, how much it affects your life down the line. And then also, I see every track making an effort to, carry some hearing protection. But if you're going to be successful at really protecting your hearing and still having a good time at the race, there's certain products that are kind of, I call it more race friendly. So I guess I'm on a mission to educate just give some relevant information to the race community. Right. And also I've been, now I offer wholesale products to racetracks, and and I not I'm trying to help generate revenue for them, and also, so anyway,
Promote hearing
Saturday,
conservation while still being able to enjoy the racetrack. You know, you guys are both wearing the
exactly.
head. You guys are both wearing the headset, and I don't know if people can tell the difference in the audio quality, but
Hmm.
when we're at the track, it's so loud most of the time. It's very difficult to have a conversation back and forth. And these guys are trying to set up the car. They're trying to get things done with the vehicles. They're
Yeah.
trying to coordinate efforts, stuff like that. And then as a fan, you can't hear the announcements most of the time. You don't know who's coming up. You don't know what the progress of the track is going on. You can't hear these things. And this is where TrackTune comes in. So Jim, if you would please tell us what TrackTune is and why that's important with auditory defense.
Yeah, and Anissa and I came across TrackTune a couple years ago, and a racer and his friends from college came up with the idea because he went to a race and he was trying to enjoy the race, and his dad was watching the race on a live stream, and his dad was telling him all kinds of stuff about why the person had a caution and all this information he was getting from the announcer. And he's at the race and he's not experiencing that. He doesn't know what's going on. He can't tell what's going on. It's hard to keep up with the action, how many laps are left, all that kind of stuff. And so they came up with the idea of having the spectator be able to be immersed in the race, just like you're watching on TV, to get more people to come to the track, to have that experience be better, and also to have headphones on to protect your hearing. So TrackTune's a nice complement to auditory defense. You can tie into the announcer. So when you're at events like IHRA or short track events where there's stock cars, now you can kind of stay up with the action, and that's kind of what appealed us to it. And I know that the IHRA tracks are kind of getting on board with TrackTune, and that's great. My first drag race was at Darwana in Galat last fall.
Yep.
And that was my first experience, and I never had any kind of a desire to see a drag race. I didn't know
that
what
was
it
your
about.
Ever, right? You hadn't even been to a local bracket racing or anything. You got baptized by fire at Nitro Outlaw Series, huh?
It's exactly, and it was awesome, and I was hooked. But I sat in the stands with this on, and the first time two cars took off, I never heard anything like it. My whole body shook. The sound hit my chest, and my bones felt it. So
yes, sir.
Man, hearing protection is super important there, and it's nice to see them kind of getting on board.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's you're going to be there this weekend with us, right? That's a great transition. Galat last year, Benson, North Carolina, Toronto Raceway was the series finale last year. Now it's the season opener this year as well. Very excited for the IHRA. Very excited for you to be part of it. You're actually teamed up with Lex June, our partner, as well, as an advocate, I guess you would call it, ambassador for your products, and really excited about that. It does a lot of good things for us inside the pits in the area, and then again up at the starting line as well. So as you can see, both of them have it on. They have their mics, and one of the problems that you have when you're at the track with hearing protection is it's in and out all the time, right? If you're using the in the canal stuff, our hands are dirty, you're getting greasy, they're not fitting correctly, your ears get all nasty. We can put these on and they can stay on. They're comfortable. They don't eat at our head. Some of us with big melons like myself at 8 1/4, it gets uncomfortable after a while. We can go a good 15, 30 minutes, an hour with these on and not have any issues. I wear them on the tractor all the time when I'm cutting the grass around here for about an hour, and they last. They don't need a new charge. You can have the conversation back and forth. Great little product, no doubt. I'm going to show the website real. Oh no, it went away. Gosh darn it.
Well, I can tell you that I used the product in Galat last year. Annalise was kind enough to let me have a pair to try out, and I can tell you you can talk normal like we're talking right now and hear everything perfectly. And as soon as that decibel level reaches a certain point, it's like they click off and become hearing protection, and they work amazingly. And I will tell you also, side note, if you're into pew-pews, they work phenomenally sighting those pew-pews in. I will tell you that. They work phenomenally if you have them at the range. It is talking normal, and as soon as the decibel goes up, it shuts it off, and it's a lot better off on talking to your buddies how to windage, yardage, all these things. You can just talk normally, figure it out, and get sighted in. So thank you guys for, I didn't know if you knew that about these as well. I just tried them, and they work phenomenally at the range too. Highly recommend.
That's great. Yeah, no, they were originally designed for shooting muffs before we took them over and made some changes. But yes, they're ideal for that.
Yes, it was phenomenal. So thank you guys again for allowing me to have an opportunity not to be ears ringing, headphone hearing aids out, and not being able to hear, and having all of that together. It works phenomenal. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that real quick. Anissa, you had talked momentarily about there being other issues with the hearing, right? Where what it affects down the road. And Albert and I both spent a lot of time in some pretty loud environments with our military service, and now with the race cars and stuff. You and I had a brief discussion on what my experiences have been. Can you go ahead and talk about real quick what the hearing loss can affect in other aspects of your life, please? Nope, you're on mute. I lost you. You have been muted by yourself. You muted yourself. Nope, you're still muted.
I'll go help her.
All right, Jim. So we'll talk about that real quick. You and I both know, Al, from even if it's momentary exposures to loud noises, that now as we're in our 50s, some of us a little older than others, but it affects other avenues, right? It affects other aspects of your life. You start losing the higher tones, the higher frequencies, and then conversationally you miss pieces of words and you can't make out the entire word, and then your brain is locked up trying to figure out what that word was, and now you're stuck looking like this because your brain's locked up trying to figure out what somebody just said.
My kids say I'm glitching when that happens.
All right, it looks like Anissa's mic button has gone off. Can you say something there?
Hello, can you hear me?
There it is. Hello.
There it is.
All right. Good job.
I have to say, it's nice being married to tech support. So it's really great.
Well, my tech support moved out. He bought his own house last year. So
Yeah.
I got to figure all this out on my own.
So yes, hearing loss affects a lot more than things got quieter. So when hearing loss is due to noise, it affects the high frequencies first, which means when you're hearing speech, you're like losing the treble. So a lot of people don't realize they even have a hearing loss because they can still hear. And what you often hear is, I can hear people talking, but I can't quite tell what they're saying. And
Mumbly.
Yeah. And so you think it's everyone else.
Right.
Can't
be me.
So it affects how you hear. And then, as you know, I'm sure you both experienced, now when you're in a social situation, you're not catching everything. And then add background noise to it. And not only does a hearing loss, can't hear as well, but it affects you socially, emotionally, mental health.
Physiologically.
Yeah.
You sit there and you try to do I try to listen to everything, or do I listen to nothing?
Yeah.
Right. So I get it, man.
Yeah. And so a lot of people just stop going to social functions because it's too hard to have a conversation, or they're embarrassed to ask people to repeat, or people might laugh. And in addition to the the hearing loss that you can have when your hearing's damaged, you can also get something called hyperacusis, which is sensitivity to loud noises. Have you ever thought about why the little old lady at church is complaining about the loud music, but she can't hear it? And it's because your sensitivity to loud noises is affected also. So
Albert and I talk all the time about the potato chip bags. The noise, for some reason, potato chip bags, that crumply, that plastic bag, that it's piercing to me, right? Like I feel it all the way through my body, and it doesn't matter what I do. With or without the hearing aids.
Yeah, I wanted to add something to the earmuffs that you were talking about, because I want to mention to everyone they're called electronic earmuffs and how they function. A lot of people who hunt understand what they are, but if you I just want to explain how they work and why they're so great at the racetrack. Okay, so regular hearing protection, if you put earmuffs on, it's called passive. And that just means it's blocking out noise because of the material it's made out of. So if you were hunting, you want to hear what you're hunting, but you want to protect yourself from the gunshot. So electronic earmuffs, they have a volume control. You put them on, they're like regular hearing protection. Turn on the volume. Now you can hear all around you. Yep. Now, as soon as the gunshot goes off or anything above 83 decibels, those microphones shut off. Now you'll just have like regular hearing protection on. Then the noise level returns back to under 83 decibels. Those microphones come back on. So for hunters, they're protecting themselves from the gunshot, but then they come back on so they can hear their surroundings again. And these have been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
But they're fabulous for the racetrack because they're great in environments where you need to have conversation, but there's intermittent loud noises. So they're great for track staff and for fans because, like, just think of drag strip where the noise is quick and short, but it's loud. So so you can be there having a conversation, and then that protects you when the car goes, and then you can have a conversation again. So so hearing protection is more likely to be worn when it's less of a pain in the butt to wear. And if you had to put in earplugs when it's just not realistic for people to put things in and out all day. So
nope, it's not. And Albert and I can definitely attest to that from hours and months on the flight line, right? You just get sick and tired of taking them in and out and putting them, trying to find a place to store them, trying to find a place to keep them clean. You drop one, you lose one. The ear canal ones, they don't fit right sometimes. You got the wrong size. They're foamy, they wear out, they're slippery, they're greasy. And to your point, you were talking about as a mother, it's a lot of work and effort to try to get them foamy things inside your kid's ear, and you're pulling it back. And if you stick it in too far, now they're panicked, right? We get it. And these things, and they're not expensive, folks, right? Like they have an offer on their website. I wish I could bring it up, but as I said, the technical difficulties have been extreme the last few days. So mini muffs and toddler ear muffs up to they actually fit all the way up to adult sizes as well. They're only $15.99 on the website, guys. And they're in some great colors. There's purple, there's pink, there's green, there's blue. And every time at the track, we're seeing kids wearing better hearing protection. They're not fussy with it, right? It's comfortable, it's cute, it's fun, and it works, right? That's the big deal.
I can't believe how well they work. Being at the starting line, 20,000 horsepower sitting there. It rotates the earth backwards when they start, and it literally, it muffled everything. It was a unique experience, and I even remember telling him afterward, at least, like, I can't believe how well those work when we were that close. Like, even the regular passive ones, I feel didn't work like they do. And I'm just being honest with it. Like, I love these things. I didn't think they would work with the Pew Pew, and they did, which was amazing because you could literally talk like, okay, 2 clicks down, 1 click left, you know, and I'm hearing it without having to take everything off, put it back on, then get back in position and sight in, and they bravo, well done.
Yeah,
I
well
love
done.
That makes me
Jim,
happy.
Jim, I wanted to talk real. Go ahead.
And I will have them at Darlington this weekend as well. So I'm really curious how they operate when there's the constant noise being on the pits, right? I'm really curious to see how it works, and I'm hoping TrackTune might be available there. We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
Which track is that?
Darlington.
Okay. I don't think they don't have it yet.
Okay. So
Not yet.
But I will definitely.
We'd love them to. We can get
I will
it.
definitely
We can get it to them.
have them on, and I will allow other veterans that we're with as well to try them as well, just to get some feedback from them, so you guys have it.
Yeah. I'm really happy that you're making these more known, because I have a cousin who was in the military, and you know, because everything is around, I've heard that, you know, loud noises can be triggering. So just having the right product, I think, can help whatever vet is affected by those loud noises. They can go to the track and be more comfortable.
Right.
Well, I just lost Jim's camera. I was going to ask him about the military connection, because I knew that his, I believe it was his father that served, and you just brought that up too with the cousin and having the experiences that he's had. Jim, you're, if I understand correctly, your father served, correct?
Yeah, he's in the Korean War.
The Korean War. So is there any experiences that you had growing up that you'd like to share with us about what you saw with him and the veterans? And
yeah, he did 2 tour of duties there. He didn't finish his 2nd tour of duty. He was shot. He was a forward observer, you know, with the heavy mortar company. So he would go forward into enemy territory, and he was the radio operator. So he had radio coordinates, and so he saw a lot. And we grew up listening to a lot of stories, some good, some bad. He generally avoided the bad ones, but he suffered.
Well, we all
from
do.
that. Yeah. So he was diagnosed with manic depression, and I noticed that. But as a kid, you don't know why. You don't understand that. It was only later that I learned that his experiences in the war contributed to that quite a bit. And he didn't have organizations like this that I could remember. I'm sure some existed, but there wasn't a lot of resources for him back then. So he had family, and he would dive himself into family. And he was a great dad. He came to all of my events and sporting events, and I think I've heard you guys talk about it, how sometimes it's just about a distraction, you know, about community, about having people around, and that was huge for him. But it was rough. We talked about hearing loss and how tough that could be. He had a lot of hearing loss from the war, and that progressively got worse, and that contribute. You know, when you're in a room full of people and you can't hear them, you're alone, and that later contributed to dementia and other things. So there's a lot of baggage from experiences like that, and I just really appreciate what you guys do, because like I said, there's not a lot of places to go. So it's cool to see this.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the support. No doubt. You know, you talk about hearing loss leading to other things, dementia, Alzheimer's, isolation, all those things. And I know for Albert and I, with the hearing loss, you're sitting in the truck with each other and you can't hear each other, right? And now you start getting frustrated and you're spending hours in the truck with each other, right? And I think the education, the understanding about what's happening to you, right, with the hearing loss, the things that you're missing, and I don't mean in a like in a negative way, right? Like you're missing out on life and experiences, but essentially that's what it is, because you can't process what you can't hear, right? So it can be very self-isolating. It can be very depressing. Albert and I talk all the time about just having that one person that understands what you're going through to be able to talk about it. The hearing loss, the events, the racing, the diversion therapy. Really excited that you're on board, that you understand what we're trying to do and why we do what we do. So really, thank you very much for that. Is it okay to announce your discount code on your website?
Oh yeah, yes.
So this is both. This is on the Auditory Defense website, and the code is, like I said, if I could put these up, man, it's a little problem for me today. I'm trying. Let's try it one more time and see if we can do this. All right, so there's that at the bottom. AuditoryDefense.com is the website. At checkout, if you use, go ahead with your code. I think it's just SAVE22, correct?
If you're asking me, I had to put my glasses on and look at my cheat sheet. So let me do that. I should have it memorized, but
we all have tools we use. See?
yeah.
That's right.
See, we all have tools, and I'm over here on the chat on the YouTube screen, and Tiffany, my daughter, is home, right? And she's saying, yes, I do get mad when potato chips bags are being messed with.
Yeah.
Dealt with that for 28 years.
Yeah.
Counting.
Yes, SAVE22.
Awesome. Awesome. So,
These, I have two type of electronic muffs there, by the way. These ones are the Bluetooth ones, and they're out of stock, but we'll be having, you can pre-order them, and probably 2 to 3 weeks I'll have them.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is the turnaround time on your products? Because you talk about, hang on one second. Uh-oh.
My turnaround was great. She literally turned around and had a set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Hey, try
turnaround was
these.
incredible because
Try
she
these,
just handed
right?
them to me right there.
Yeah. I have a habit
Awesome.
of giving a lot away when I'm at the event. I was there
Yeah, we
with
all do.
Chuck
We all
Fram
do.
from, Chuck Fram from Shannonville's Rags. And he said, you need to bring some t-shirts and give those away instead.
Yeah, let's do a little, $6 giveaway instead of a $60 giveaway.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. We're all
Yeah.
we're all in that. We're all in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just screwed that up. Anyway.
I'd like to say something more about
Sure.
the hearing loss
Yeah.
and to family members who are living with someone who has hearing loss. Let's say someone has a hearing aid. It doesn't mean that they can hear normal. Like my mom's blind, but she wears glasses, but she's still blind. So if you've gone, yeah. So if you live with someone who has hearing loss, it's really important to go to wherever they get the hearing test and have the audiologist or whoever did the test explain the results so you understand. So it will help your marriage if you're married to that person. You know, they always joke about selective hearing, but if you understand what the hearing loss is like, even with the hearing aids, that can be helpful. So one of the things is, one thing is don't start talking, start having a conversation from a different room, get their attention. Yes. And then here's a big thing. Okay. Let's say you're,
Are you listening,
let's say you
Trisha?
were going out, let's say grandpa, you're saying we're going to go get food at McDonald's and he can't get to work at McDonald's and you keep repeating it. You can't get it. Change what you're saying. Say, the Golden Arches, just switch.
Yeah.
If there's some word that they can't catch, that can help a lot. Or before you start talking, give them a context of what you're talking about. So.
Yeah,
No,
give me
that's-
3 seconds to loop in.
Something you helped me with, Anissa, with my dad years ago when we were first meeting, is you noticed he had hearing losses. Think about where you sit in the restaurant. Think about where he sits in respect to everybody else, and just be mindful of that, because he's not going to have the same experience if you put him next to the dishwashers and out on the edge. So that was very helpful.
I have something else too that the people that are married to will appreciate. Let's say they're saying, hey, we're going to go to eat at 6:00 at, again, McDonald's. Maybe you heard all of it, but you didn't get the time. So you could say,
Yep.
where are we going at 6:00? So then the person doesn't have to repeat everything. So
Yeah,
I hope that helps
definitely
everyone's relationships.
it's definitely an experience, right? And we we talk a lot about how Albert and I have the same house, different address, right? We're in different states, but the experiences are really the same. Our wives are phenomenal. Please understand. We've both been with our wives for like, well, mine's 30 years. I'm 29 years this year. I think you're
33.
You're 33, right? So, you know, they've come up with us, I guess you will, right? From the young guy, I was 27, 26 when I met Trish. Al was like 21, 22 when he met Natalie. And, you know, we've all grown up together through a whole lot of experiences. And they're still with us, right? They still deal with our character flaws, our character defects, right? That we're still trying to learn. But I think what makes a difference is we are willing to learn about ourselves. Albert and I have said it a lot. Look, I learned something about myself this weekend. You know, and how do I convey this to them so they understand? I'm not asking you to make I'm not asking for your sympathy. I'm not asking you to change the way that you do your entire life just to benefit me. I'm just asking you to understand that my experiences are a little bit different than yours right now. I can't seem to do this, or this the way that I used to. I'm getting older. I can't hear as much, right? Like when I'm staring at you, it's because I'm trying to focus on what you're saying because I'm missing a lot of it because of the frequency of your voice, the tone that you use. I don't pick up, and that's, you know, I'm glad you said something, right? It's not just Albert and I going through this, right? It's a real thing, right?
So when I had my hearing test, my audiologist was nice enough to sit down and like explain the levels and where I was hearing, where I wasn't, what I was lacking in, like pay attention to these, don't do that, do these things, right? So I appreciate you bringing that up again, because that's a reminder to me to, again, use those tools that we've been given, right? We know that these situations aren't good, so try not to do it. You might not be able to, but if you're going to do that, wear the auditory defense hearing protection, right? Now, I can have that, especially with TBIs as well. You know, I have so much bandwidth for the day to deal with what I need to remember, right? And when you put that extra pressure on yourself, you start forgetting things. With the auditory defense, at the end of the day, after wearing them the whole day, plus the hearing monitor that you had me wear, you know, I felt like at the end of the day, I didn't have the headache. I didn't have the dive. When I laid down that night, my head wasn't all over. It wasn't ringing. And I was like, man, that's kind of nice just to lay down and be relaxed. So
that's a great
thank
point.
you again.
That's a great point, Al. At the end of the day, you've been dealing with all these loud noises and chaos for moments of the day, and it's repetitive, and it can really wear you out, especially when you have the hearing loss, right? The ringing is always in our ears anyway. It's always there. And then you compound that throughout the day. Definitely makes the experience that much more enjoyable to not have that at the end of the day.
Can I explain to you and everyone else what's going on in the ear when you're getting that ringing after a day?
Please.
Oh, please do.
Please.
Okay. All right. Okay. So in your inner ear, there's the cochlea, and inside there's these little hair cells. And imagine them as blades of grass. And those are what gets affected due to the loud noise. So imagine they're blades of grass. You have this beautiful lawn, and the kids keep taking a shortcut, and you can tell because there's like the grass is patted down, and you're like, stop it. So when you go home after being around the noise and the ringing or things are muffled, it's like those hair cells got fatigued, and it's like they were walked on. They're still there, but you know, you've overexposed them.
Okay.
Now, you've noticed if you give your ear some rest, you know, the ringing goes away, or a lot of times it will. So those hair cells, kind of the grass. So if the kids stop walking on that path, okay, the grass is going to recover. Great. That's called a temporary threshold shift. Now, every time you do that, though, imagine the kids keep walking on the grass. Eventually, those hair cells the hairs just break off. And think of the lawn where now there's just dirt. There's no hair cells there. It's gone. So every time you go home from a loud event and you have ringing in the ears or muffled, you have overexposed yourself. Now, the occasional person who goes to a race, you'll have that temporary change and you'll recover, it's fine. But I'm really concerned about, first, the people who already have hearing loss, the race families, that I want them to know that every time that happens, what's happening, and if you don't protect yourself, what's going to happen long term. Because I hear a lot of, I'm used to the noise. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, or I already have hearing loss. Well, if you can hear me talking, there's still
a chance.
Yeah.
Still a chance.
So it's that simple. That information I want to get to the race families of, that's what's going on in your ear, and that's a warning sign. And I think if anyone's going to hear me, it's the parents, because if you're a race family and your kids are around that, 18 years, and let's say they want to go into the military, they might not pass the physical because
won't pass muster.
Yeah, because if you have a noise-induced hearing loss, a lot of times you don't even know. So, and also, like, you had mentioned, Albert, that you were wearing some meter. What I've been doing is doing some dosimeter, noise dose studies, because it's like, how loud is too loud? Well, it depends. How loud is it, and how long are you around it? And so I've been trying to get some objective data so I can explain things in a relevant way to racing. Like, this is how loud, a top fuel car is. And after 3 minutes of that exposure, you're at your max. And one of the things I've been able to see and use that data is I can say, hey, if you just had worn earplugs half the time, it can make a big difference. So, yeah. Now, I don't know what my point was. I just get on a roll.
Hey, welcome to the family. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're there. Good girl.
I do agree with you, wearing them, even, like you say, half the time, right? Or part of the time. Because I'll be honest, I didn't wear them all day. Whenever we were getting top alcohol and the top nitro was coming up, then I was putting them on, because where our location was, it was just so loud you couldn't hear anything at all. Yeah. So it was nice to have those that I didn't have to off on for those, those rounds as Lex was going through. It was nice just to leave them on, be able to talk to Lex, talk to you, be at the starting line, have the conversation till the cars clicked up, right? As soon as they turned on, it was kind of like, okay, now we're done talking for a minute, right? And as soon as they went down the track, it's back to normal talking. And I'm like, it was a cool experience. So thank you again for, bringing those and letting me try them. And like I said, I've used them outside of just the track as well. So, and I'm really curious how they're going to work at Darlington, being on the infield. And it's not a smaller track, but it's small enough that, the noise will be constant. I'm curious on how that's all going to work. So I'll give you some feedback.
It's tricky at those IHRI tracks. My first time there, what I didn't realize is that it's you go from complete silence to all of a sudden, 4 or 5 seconds of the loudest noise I've ever heard, and then it's gone again. And there's so many times I wasn't ready, whereas it's more constant as a short track. You put them on for a while, and then to take them off for a while. And, man, you can get surprised. One tip at Darlington is there's a NASCAR app. If you're connected to your phone with this, there is a NASCAR app where you could hear the announcer. Not as good as TrackTune because it's delayed, but it's better than nothing. You can kind of keep it on the edge with that.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I do have the NASCAR app, so I will try to connect and see how that works. I'm sure it's going to be delayed, like you said. So maybe TrackTune gets there at some point, and we can share that information.
That'd be great.
Boy, that'd be great. I'm excited for y'all. You've partnered up with a couple tracks, a couple teams. I'm really excited for you to get your product out there. I'm also even duly more excited because it's race season, which means that winter is going to be over here momentarily, and we're back into the springtime with stuff. It was 78 degrees here on Sunday, and I woke up to about 2 inches of snow this morning. So, I'm ready to get out of here, get down to the track, spend the day outside. I got to get out of Ohio. This is getting ridiculous for me. But hey, guys, I'm excited to spend some time with you this weekend. Thanks for coming out this morning. I know it was bright and early. We've had a couple technical issues and difficulties. Anissa, thank you for your expertise on hearing loss. I know a few people were listening. Like I said, I don't have the live chat up right now, linked to the Restream, so I got to keep coming back. But, thank you for spending the time. Thank you for your product, your passion, your commitment, and thank you for the discount code as well, right? We really appreciate that, for raising awareness for Safe 22 and veterans, and our push to incorporate diversion therapy into people's lives, and just give them that chance to be okay for one day, right? So
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to let y'all go. I know you're busy for the day, but we'll see you this weekend down at the track.
Thank you, and thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thanks so much.
We'll run into you sometime, I'm sure, this year. So you guys,
we will definitely see you guys. Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
So that was Jim and Anissa. I always mess it. Bezason. I don't know why I can't get that word out for some. I keep wanting. It's like a DA I want to throw in there, and there's no DA anywhere in that word, in that name. So I'm excited.
It is a really good product. It really is, and I was shocked how well they worked sighting in the pew pew. It like we're talking here, left, right, up, down, get sighted in, and then it clicks off that quick, and then when you come back, it's normal talk again, which is phenomenal. That's what you want.
Look, guys, hearing is a real thing, and Albert and I can tell you that we were absolutely those young gung-ho, screw you, I'm not putting it in, it's only for a second, right? I don't need it, whatever. And now here we are, and it affects so many different aspects.
And time and place too, you got to remember, you get stuck in an LPOP at the end of an active runway, taking off 2-3 fighters at a time at combat takeoffs for 12 hours of getting fuel and noise dumped on you, for 12 hours. You didn't think about your hearing, but you just didn't. It wasn't one of those things, right? You're doing the radio checks, you're having comms, you can't hear, you've got all this above you. Like it wasn't optimal.
It's not optimal, right? And from my experiences in the Air Force on the flight line, we started off back in the early 90s, and it was foamies only, or you got you got the blue, the ridges, the cones, right? Mine were blue, right? So not only do I have a 8 1/4 head, but I got a big ass blue ear canal thing, right? And they're pinned to your chest with the cord, right? And you're supposed to do double hearing protection when you're around running engines, and there's 24 jets per squadron, 4 squadrons on the base. You fly 12 turn 10, right? 22 times a day before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Times that by 4, right? You're on the flight line, you're in, you're out. It's 130 degrees on the flight line. They're wet, they're sloppy, they're not fitting just correctly. We hated it, right? I'm not going to lie. We absolutely hated it. It was not something that was in our tool bag. I mean, it was there, but we just didn't utilize it to the max effectiveness that we could have.
It was never pushed either, ever. Not for us anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't know that it was pushed either. I mean, they'd always say stuff, hey, give you that little nudge. Hey, come on, man, put your shit on. Hey, you got doubles in? Yeah, I got doubles in.
Yeah, I mean, the only time it was really pushed is when you were doing your quals, right? If you're doing the qualifications, is the only time it was really ever pushed. Other than that, it was whatever.
Well, my last 8 years being a flight engineer, you're flying. Well, our pros were like 2 hours at a time, right? And I would always fly double, so it would be about 4.5 hours of flight time. And it's a C-130, and it's droning, right? It's a constant RPM, a constant tone. And I think we had David Clark noise canceling or Bose noise canceling. I don't remember. They're around here somewhere, right? But I mean, if you can see that's the combat helmet, and we'd have to wear that if we were on a night vision right? Because you need your night vision goggles, things like that. And you have to put another set of hearing protection in. You have to wear some kind of foamies because it's not sealed. It's not there. And the constant drone when you get out after 4.5, imagine doing, 12, 14 hours. My longest was 13.1, I think, in the air one day. 13.1 in the air, out and back, right? And the engines never shut off that day. We weren't allowed to shut them off at our destination. So they were constantly running. I never got off the airplane. And your head is just, you're like, it's so much, right? At the end. You talk about it with mental capacity.
The car windows in your car. When somebody puts the car window down, you get that. Yes. Imagine that for hours upon hours.
13
and
hours.
Not being able to get out of it, right? Or pull up the window or whatever the case.
Right. Anissa talked about it, right? Just being aware of somebody else has a different experience than you, right? You might not have that same experience, right? You can sit there and be mad and upset and call me all kinds of stupid names because I can't hear anything. Well, bro, I've acquired these talents over a very long time, right? I have a very unique set of skills, right? I can ignore you with the best of them. And it's not because I'm ignoring you on purpose. I can't hear you.
The one that gets me is, even with the hearing aids, Natalie thinks that that's a fix-all, right? And the family thinks it's a fix-all.
Yeah, Trish too.
Well,
Trish too.
You don't. You still don't, right? If you're walking away from me, what I'm hearing is it sounds like the teacher off the Peanuts, right? The Peanuts teacher. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
And I'll say,
absolutely.
hey, you gotta look at me if you're talking to me. You gotta look at me.
Yeah.
Right? Let me see your face, because then I know you're talking to me.
And then we convey it in a non-effective manner, and they get all mad because we're mad. And I'm like, God, I have been telling you for 20 years to look at me.
Yep.
Like, when you talk.
Well, you've had the hearing aids and you don't wear them when you go out. You're
That's
right.
Trish's
I don't
favorite
wear them.
line. Do you have your hearing aids in?
You're right. I don't wear them when I go out to eat because of what Annalise was talking about, right?
Right.
You get all that chatter, all that nonsense, and
there's so much.
It's too much. So a lot of times, if I do have them, I'll shut them completely off, or turn them way down. Right. Even with the noise cancellation, it's still crazy.
I've gotten to the point where I'll just look at Trish and I'll just go, "Hey, I am taking these things out for the day. I'm done." Right. I just want you to know I'm done.
And then if you even do a potato chip bag or one of those type of bags, it's the tone. It is.
I don't know what it is, but I'm glad she said something. I had no idea that that's a physiological response, right? Yep. I've been racking my brain for years trying to go through my trauma histories, if you will, as counselors call it, as to why that would make me react the way I do. Well, it's a neurological thing. It's not anything that I ever did or don't know how to handle. It's a response because of hearing loss. That's amazing. That's amazing. Right. See, you learn something new every day, people.
You do. So again, I can tell you that I've worn them at a drag race and they work phenomenal. I can tell you that I've used them to sight in a pew and they work phenomenal. So I'm really curious how they're going to work at a NASCAR event. I'm really curious.
Right. Jason says it all the time. Swallow your damn pride and put in the hearing protection.
Yes.
Right? He says it, swallow your pride. Swallow your pride and ask for help. Well, we're trying to give you that help because we understand that with the hearing loss that you're experiencing through combat, through whatever it's been through, the hearing loss, it affects all kinds of aspects of your life. Right. And if you can mitigate those things a little bit, if you can prevent a little bit of those, then you can increase the quality of your life, and you don't have to go self-isolate. You don't have to avoid certain situations if you educate yourself as to why you are the way you are. Dude, get out, right? Go enjoy some stuff, right? Protect yourself the best that you can, understanding that it's for better in the long run, right? And this is just texted and said, thank you for the opportunity. So yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. It was really great. We like to talk about that. Albert and I talked about it before the show this morning. We just want to give people the opportunity, right? That we don't care whose name's on the shirt. If you're helping veterans, if you're doing something with a greater purpose, if you have a higher calling, we want people to know about it, because you never know who you're going to help with that kind of information. There's
I wanna be-
nonprofits out there for beekeepers, right? If you're a veteran and you want to learn how to raise bees, there's a nonprofit that will teach you everything about it and give you the product to do it, right? If you're having a hard time hearing, hey, there are people out there that will help you with this product and educate you throughout the day. We talked about the Moss Rehab Institute. You've been to a brain and spinal injury institute as well, and you got educated about the TBI and what it can do to you, right? There's nothing wrong with you. You have experiences of this, and this is how it now affects your physical being, right? This is how it affects your mental acuity, your mental abilities, your capabilities, your capacities. Oh, so I don't have to be mad and upset that I'm not like everybody else. Well, no shit, you're not like everybody else. You've got some pretty crazy experiences in your life, man. So let's help you get through those. The hearing loss can affect balance. I didn't know this. I would be downstairs here, and you have to kind of make that 180 to go up the steps, and I would consistently fall into the wall. Just not fall hard, but I couldn't figure out why I'm always falling into the wall, right? Don't put any pictures on that wall because I'm gonna fall into the damn thing.
Yep.
Right. Well, it affects your balance. So as you're turning, right, and you're trying to pick one leg up that already doesn't work as well as it should, right? Well, let me rephrase that. It's not perfect, right? It's not perfect. So you try to pick that up, combine that with mild TBIs throughout the year and hearing loss and balance. Now you're gonna lose a little bit. So you can do one of two things. You can be mad and upset that you fall down every time you try to walk up the steps, or you can slow the hell down, right? Take that extra half a second and prepare yourself to walk up the steps, right? We are all so gung-ho with right here, right now, having to do things. That fight or flight mode, it infects all aspects of your life and your thinking and your mental acuity and all those good things. So,
So
really,
my grandpa used to always say, sometimes you got to slow down to go faster.
Yeah, that's a crazy motorsports line too.
Yeah, you don't want to do things twice. If you just take that second, give yourself a minute,
slow down
10
a minute,
seconds, 5 seconds when you stand up. I call it chicken leg for me. My legs just aren't
just not there.
They're not there, right? And sometimes I stand up and they just kind of do this little funky dance, and they come back. It just takes a second, right? So I've learned when I stand up now, I hold onto the chair or the table. I give it 15 seconds before I even try to take a step.
Cup of potatoes.
Just don't know. You just don't know.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We went out to eat the other day with my aunt and uncle. My dad was sitting next to me, and I stood up, and and he looks and he goes, "Do I need to hold you?" And I'm like, "Just give me a second." He goes, "You sure?" And I was like, "Just give me a second." And, it took about 20 seconds, and they cleared up, and it was okay. It's just, I know now that that's just the way it is. I got to take a second. That's it. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's just take a second before you move. That's it. Right. And you combine that with using your tools, and now things are manageable, right? They're manageable.
I don't know what I said because my chats are all jacked up, but Trisha apparently commented in the comment section that apparently John forgets that he does this too. So I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm sure that I do exactly do what she says I do, because she's very rarely.
They're tuned into us. So
bad connection there. What happened?
What happened?
What? This is my show, not her show. Hold on a minute.
That's usually what I say. That's my thing to Natalie. Like, if I miss it or I'm like totally forget it, I'll go, "What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Where was I?"
And she looks at me now because she's picked up on it. She's like, "Really?"
I'll just be sitting there and she talking and hey, what? Did you not hear a thing? No, I didn't.
And I'm like,
I was not here. I was not here. I was checked the F out. I was gone.
I was on 77 down at exit 1. That's where I was.
Yeah. she says I got this thing where I'll move my hands and I'll be having a whole conversation or building something, and she says she'll just sit there and watch me for however long, and then she'll go, "Hey, what are you building?" Right? Or, "Hey, where are you? Where are you at? What are you doing?" Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Whoops.
I wasn't here. That's called
Yeah.
disassociation, honey.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah. I went somewhere for a minute just so I can calm down. Leave me alone.
my dad used to say, I don't need a vacation. I take plenty of them at stop signs.
Right.
Like,
I love that.
I forgot what I was doing, so I just took a little vacation there for a minute.
Right.
And kudos to them, because you and I have talked ad nauseum about how hard it was to get information from our parents, because that's just the way that they were, right? One line cliche, we don't talk about certain things, right? And now looking back, mine's gone. I get all those one liners, and they make more sense to me now, right? They make more sense. Like, oh, I get it. I understand you.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
But their code is up on our socials. I know it is.
Is it?
It is. It's buried a little bit, but it is there. I can get with our social media and have them put it up in our story at least, so it's there for a day or two. That way it'll show.
That'll work. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on everything over on the backside. Nah, good. I'm happy for him. I got to get a drink. We got to talk about Ground Force coffee real quick, right?
Okay.
This is the Yippee Taw, I think is how he says it. And it is a Costa Rican blend, Costa Rican honey, roasted on 12 February of this year. So thanks to Ground Force Coffee, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I actually had a second pot made this morning. So really excited. Ground Force Coffee, groundforce.coffee. Oh, you're on your
My water again.
Your water kick this morning. What do you got going on coming up? You got some car shows coming. Is that next week?
Car show season's kicked off here in Carolinas. We've had 2 already, believe it or not. And there's pretty much one every other weekend from now till October-ish, October, November. We're also doing Fords at the Shore. And then they're doing that's only Ford and Darcy Archer. They're doing a car show, and then they're doing like they called it Run to the Sun, and I don't believe that's what it's called anymore. It's basically like a poker run for cars, where you go to different businesses and get your card stamped and things like that. So that's going to be cool. That's coming up. We're doing Mustang Week in ZMAX this year. It's at ZMAX. It's at the track.
That's crazy.
So all
That's
contained
crazy.
this year. Yep, we have a veteran that we've lined up with and aligned with. He's called a lead pedal foot or lead foot pedal or something like that, or lead fiddler, something of the sort. He plays guitar, and he's going to do the national anthem for us up there as well. He's from the area. So yeah, man, there's a lot of good things coming. Like I've mentioned already multiple times, please check the website. Please check the socials. Keep up to date. We're trying to keep up with everything we can and understand that the website is a growing entity. So as we're working through it, we're working through problems as well. There's a lot of AI built into the website, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. The blessing part of it is it helps us collect data of time spent on the website, hits, where they're coming from, things like that. The downside of this is it's collecting
We're
data.
all learning.
Right.
We're all
right.
learning.
We're all learning
We're
these
all learning.
things, and how to speak with AI and things like that. So Jason, Chase, Josh in the background, helping with all that. So thank you guys for keeping up with us. I know the requests have been crazy trying to get this where it's at. The web store is up and running now. So that's cool.
You know what? Let's see if we got the web store. I do not have that QR code. I am gonna have to get that QR code from you.
Yep.
So I can
stack
it over here. Yeah,
but
we
again,
got the website, we got the merch store, people in the background.
Merch looks a little different for us this year as well. We're not going to carry exorbitant amounts of merch this year. We're just not. We'll have, 3-4 pieces of each size and style and color, so you're looking at carrying, instead of, 400 or 500 pieces, we're going to carry 50 to 100 now. Right. And then
Right.
we'll have the code for the store. So if you see something you like, you can simply just get it right there at the track. It'll be delivered within 7 to 10 business days.
We are.
So everything that way helps us on our end as well. We're not carrying those costs for years. We're learning, guys. We're learning.
We are. Yeah, we have been around 10 years. This is going to be the 11th, right? But it's been a process. We've talked before about it being, 3 guys on the back porch just wanting to take a walk to raise some awareness, and to look back now from where we're at now. I don't even know.
I look back to that first conversation with Jason, Marcia, Nick, Tom, myself, and Riley, just sitting there, right? And it was like, okay, we want to do this thing. Okay, well, let's just do a hike. Let's just do that, right? And then it went from that to fishing and some golf, and then it went to some community events. Then it went to paint and sips. Then it went to VA and VSO appointments. Then it went to all these community outreach, and now here we are at the highest levels in motorsports. Honestly, we really are.
Yeah.
When you're talking IHRA, NHRA, and any of the NASCAR series, any of them, right? You're there. We're there. We've worked diligently. We've worked efficiently for who we have around us and who we have involved. And again, thank you to everyone that's ever even given a penny or a minute of your time.
I was going to say the time.
That's why we're where we're at. And I'm very cognizant of time, right?
Yeah.
Time is a thing that people give that you just can't get back.
No, and this isn't a look at us type deal. This is we're reviewing back and saying how many people have contributed to this, right? In one way, shape, or form over all of the years, right? You've got the Gas Monkey Energy Drink and Iggy 6 Motorsports that were involved for a couple years, right? That really helped us out. Mike Harmon for giving us a shot in NASCAR to bring 2 or 3 people at a time and put the name on the car, right? Ryan Roulette with his involvement in the VFW and getting us to talk to those guys, which led to being present at a VFW event in West Virginia, right? The counter steer people with Dave Cryer and the programs that they do inside of motorsports with dirt bikes and learning and life lessons and things like that, to Project Healing Waters and Walleyes for Wounded, Task Force 20 up in Toledo with Jason Graven, Kyle.
Tideline Charters down here.
Tideline Charters down there.
PGA Hope, right? Project Golf, all of these things. Carson Brown, like over and over and over. Lex June. We could just keep going and going, but
Carson Brown, right?
It's all of these people.
The organicness of it, right? I want to, right? Like, we don't spend our money on advertising. We don't spend our money on partnerships. A lot of our stuff is organic. It's, hey, let's show up, let's talk, let's see what we can do for each other. And it takes months of time and conversations and patience, and not something that you and I are genuinely known for with our patience, right? So it's taken a lot of people, a lot of time and effort to do the things that we've done, and it gets other people involved, right? We never thought we'd be involved with a comedy tour, right? Like, how did that happen? And Chris reaches out because we met each other through a car club at Red Robin, right? And he's like, hey man, this is where I'm at with my journey. This is where you're at with yours. Can we do? Yeah, let's do something together. Let's combine the two, right?
And what's really cool with that too is you see some of these same individuals that went to the comedy show, right? That maybe just are looking for something else to help them, right? And those individuals now are going to Darlington, right? A couple of those guys are going to Darlington because they met you at the comedy show, and being afforded opportunities. That's what we're doing. We're giving you diversion therapy, and unique opportunities that the normal everyday person might not be able to get, or you yourself thought that you
Or
weren't
offer.
worthy, or you thought you weren't worthy of it or could never get to that point, right?
Right.
So again, go to that
Yeah.
website, check the socials, look at the events, keep an eye out what we're doing. Like I said, once we sit down with NASCAR after this weekend or during this weekend, we'll kind of have those next tracks picked out, and we can start looking at that. And
We'll start planning. Yeah.
yeah, and we kind of have our calendars, John and I, and we kind of looked at them. And we're like, how are we going to make all this stuff, right? And
Don't
now,
know.
because of things that are happening in the background, there's more and more and more opportunities popping up now, right? So it's going to be an adventurous year this year.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to finally getting outside and getting on the water, getting around the track, getting
Yeah.
with other vets, first responders, other organizations. Because again, I'll lead back to what John said. We don't care what name's on the shirt. We really don't. If you have a product or a service that you're using to help veterans, listen, it doesn't even have to be us. It doesn't have to money's coming to us, recognition coming to us, coming through our website, any of that stuff. If you're a vet nonprofit and you're out there doing good things and you simply want to share what you're doing and make it known, get a hold of John, Tuesday Talk. And you know, that's how this stuff works, man. All these smaller individual groups working together for a common goal is how this works.
That's it, guys. You know, and Albert said it. You come to a comedy show and now they're going to a NASCAR race, right? And turns out that they're huge NASCAR fans and they've always wanted to go and they don't have the opportunity. So we're giving them an opportunity to come back. You know, they have their own stories of struggle and what they've done to overcome, and they're sharing their story with others as well. And that's when I first met Albert and Jason 10 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was. I didn't know, right? I was ignorant of things that were out there, and opportunities that could be had. And I was ignorant of the VA system. I had my rating, right? But I didn't understand what that meant and things that could be utilized as a benefit of those, right? My kids ended up getting to go to a year's worth of college on the Ohio Veterans War Orphan Scholarship, right? Because I didn't know about it. And then, hey man, you're over 70%, you can apply to this, right? And there's stipulations, but you got to go learn about them. And you learn about them and you make yourself vulnerable and you say, yeah, man, let's try this. And soon enough, man, your kids get an opportunity at an education. You know, not for them, but that's okay. They had the opportunity to try it.
Right.
I didn't know how I was going to afford to pay for that kind of stuff. And they helped us with that. And it gave my kids an opportunity to at least give it a shot. Right.
Yep.
You don't have to be one of those people that sit and go, oh, my dad couldn't afford it, so I didn't go. Well,
right.
Well, no, your dad couldn't afford it. But because of the things that I did, right, I've been afforded an opportunity to give to you because of what I did. Right. And I think a lot of us are too arrogant to.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's you don't know what you don't know, right? And
Okay.
if you've never been told, and if you don't ever have an idea what's out there, and you just really don't know, right? I don't know if that's arrogance or just
ignorance. I know it's a bad word, but
it is. It's not knowing what you don't know, and you can call it whatever you want, right? You know, and once we do know it, then it's our responsibility to share that so people do know it. And you know, I just talked about this before we come on the show, right? We got an individual that I'm working with, got a rejection letter, got so mad he threw it away, and I'm like, why did you throw it away? It has a code on it that's in bold print, right? Google that code, and I promise you, it's going to tell you what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It does. It tells you the wording they're looking for. It's not a cheat code. It's telling you how you wrote it and presented it and what's required so they can present it the correct way. That's it. It's that simple.
That's it. Right. We had these conversations. We felt a lot of veterans who just said, I'm not doing it. It's too hard. It's too this, it's too that. I'm working with one who just got a year and a half worth of fighting with himself over it. Right. Finally sat down and did it. It took about 15 minutes. And within
I know
a
who you're
week and a
talking
half-
about now.
Right. Within a week and a half, he had all of his appointments scheduled.
Yep.
And he's like, what happened? I'm like, you did what you were supposed to do. Right. Now, that's not how it worked for me. My process was a whole lot longer. But
Correct.
what the VA has done is streamline a lot of stuff, right? Reduced the backlog to under 100,000 now, right? And they're using better ways of utilizing the system, right? But you have to know that, right? You have to know that this is what's going on. So he's going to go in on the 22nd of this month, which is a Sunday. Crazy that they're doing this stuff on a Sunday, but they've committed to getting him every single one of his evaluations, his C&P exams, in the same day.
Crazy.
Same day. And that's what he was worried about. He's like, man, if I do this, I'm going to have 10 or 15 appointments. I'm going to miss work. And when he opened up the leather and it had everything scheduled on one day, he called me. He's like, I'm kind of freaking out. Why is it all in one day? I'm like, dude, that's what you asked for.
They're helping you.
Right? They're helping you. They're giving you the opportunity. You don't even have to miss work. It's on a Sunday. Yeah, you're going to have to miss the race or the football game or basketball or whatever. But let's think about the long term here,
Yep.
right? Let's just say that by chance you end up at 100% permanent and total, right? And because you spent one day in a VA facility getting your C&P exams, the rest of your life is at 100% permanent and total. And that affords you so many more opportunities.
Yep.
Right. It takes a lot of pressure off of you, right? It reduces your need to produce funds to take care of your family. What you got?
Samson, he just says crazy how it all works out.
Samson, we love you, brother. We love you. Really excited. You know, we had another one too. It was a Cold War era, actually.
Yep. That's the one I was talking about.
78 years old. And he sent me a text last week and he's like, I want to take you to breakfast. I'm like, well, okay, why? What's going on? I got my letter and it's all done. And I got 70%. I didn't think I qualified for anything. And here I am at 70%. You know, he served in Pakistan. He didn't, it was in the 60s, right? It was Cold War era. He's like, I didn't do anything. No, stop saying that. Yes, you did. And here's how I can help you with this, right? So what do you have going on that you can't do this? You're telling me all these things are going on with you right now. And bam, it's less than 6 months, right? It's less than 6 months that he has all of it done and approved. And now he's receiving a disability check every month, right?
I've noticed that the individuals that I've been helping down here, it seems to be 90 days to 6 months. It's falling.
That's
right
amazing.
Falling right in that time. And mine was much like yours. I was 6-7 years.
Yeah.
You know, finding documents, copies, taking them in, uploading all. Now you can take pictures and upload through all the technology, and it's just so much easier now.
Yeah, the guys, the VA just came out with an app update, and you can track your whole thing right through the VA app.
Yep.
Right. Yep. So, you know, even if you're not technologically savvy, you download an app. Everybody knows how to download an app. Everybody knows how to log in. And I don't like to say everybody because not everybody does, but Samson.
Quit picking on him.
I'm not picking on Samson. Samson's going to be pleasantly surprised when all of his stuff comes through, and I'm really excited for Samson.
Yeah, I am too. You know, and there again, not knowing what you don't know, right? And I'm not saying Samson, but just anybody not knowing what you don't know, and then when you start to go through the process and work through it, now Samson's seeing the benefits of his work.
Yeah,
that he's
right. The frustration comes because you're not educated on the system, right?
Right.
So we took some time with him and, you know, spent an hour or two on the phone with him and just said, okay, tell me what you applied for. Tell me what those codes were, right? Let's walk you through this.
Yep.
Right? Here's what they're asking for. Here's what they're going to do somewhere along these lines, right? Let's just educate you on the process, right? It's not that you got to be willing to be vulnerable. You got to be willing to admit that, hey man, maybe I don't know everything, right? Maybe it is on me. Maybe it is.
Or I didn't do that much, right? I just happened to be in
Yeah.
a wrong place, wrong time. Well, whatever the story, right? Whatever the story, those things do affect you through your life and later in life. So I always tell people that are going in now, like my son, his best friend from high school, he's in the Navy and he's currently deployed over there out of Rhoda. But you know, my biggest thing to him was, anytime you go to sick call, make that copy. Anytime you do this, make a copy. You get a Navy comm, get a copy, get the incident date, get all that paperwork. Those things matter, right? So he's starting to listen, and he's got a folder and he's got everything going. So I think he's going to end up being 20 years. I really do. So we'll see how that all works out. Good kid, and in harm's way. So again, back to something else we talked about, you know, there are individuals out there giving their lives so we can do this.
We did. We just had the incident over the weekend with the 6 air refuelers, and having been an aviator, my daughter in aviation as a crew chief, it really hammers it home, right, of just how dangerous our professions are, or were, or continue to be. And we really feel for the families of all them involved, the squadron mates, the crew members, crewmates. It really, it can take an impact on you, right? It can leave an indelible mark, as some people say. And unfortunately, I don't know that we're ever going to truly know what happened. And if we do, it's going to be a very long time before we do. So it's one of those things that we just have to accept. It is an inherent risk of what we do. And we all openly and willingly accepted it at that time. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck. It just means that, hey, this is the life that we chose. This is our path. And we're there for you guys and gals, right? I know my daughter's listening. And that's a whole nother unique experience that I'll never know about. I'll never know what it's like to be a woman serving. Right. I don't have that. Right. And she's in a male dominated career field as a crew chief. Right. She's holding her own. She's exceeding expectations, if you will. Hell, she was Air Force Thunderbird for a while. You know?
I was going to say, she's doing okay. She's made her mark.
I think she's all right. Yeah, she's okay. You know, my cousin started off as a Marine and ended up getting his degree and becoming an F-15 fighter pilot. He was a commander of the test and eval squadron down there in Florida, right? We all have different paths, right? It's all about what you have right now. We don't know what we don't know when we don't know it until we learn it. So be open to learning it, right? So,
and you know, again, just a quick story, show you how small this community is that we live in, right? My old roommate from the Air Force reached out through Spacey Book, sent me a message, and I'm like, well, how do I know this is you? And he responded back, Coors Light Party Ball Nintendo. Okay, that's Jack. I know it's Jack, right? So we start chatting and come to find out it's either, I want to get this right, it's either his neighbor's son or it's his friend's son was the young gentleman that got killed that's 26 years old out of Kentucky. Wow. That's my old roommate's neighbor's son. So, you know, everybody, if we sit down, I'm sure everybody has somebody that's closely in that circle, right? So again, I understand why we're able to do what we're doing and why we're sitting here and the sacrifices being made across the world, not just this country. Right. So I'll leave it at that. I just wanted to take a minute to make sure we mention that because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, Safe 22 is a community, the military community, the first responder community. We don't have a political affiliation, and we will not ever have a political stance. This is about the men and women in uniform who every day go out and do those things. And when they come back, they might need a little help. And we're here for that help. And it might not be through Safe 22. It might be through somebody else. But just know that there is somebody out there who shares those emotions, those feelings, that trial and tribulation that you're going through right now, somebody else has already been through it. I can almost promise you somebody has been through it, right? So how do we get through it, right? What do we need to do? How do we be there? And we just start simply by talking about it. What is your struggle, right? It doesn't have to be a mental health struggle. It doesn't have to be an unaliving struggle. It's just the daily grind, right? I can't dig out of this monetary hole. I feel like I'm constantly fighting the world. Every time I go to communicate this happens, and I really don't know why, and or whatever. When I feel this way or feel that way, man, let's talk about that kind of stuff. And it might just be like you said, you don't have the word, right? I don't know what word I'm supposed to be using. I spent 18 months chasing down my debt with the VA because I called it a debt, and that word led me down this road. What it should have been was overpayment will push you down this road, right? It's the words that you're using. Maybe you're not communicating effectively. So let's help you out with that, right?
Right.
Let's try to help you out with that. What else you got going on? We've been on about an hour and a half. My dogs are back from the groomer. I
heard him. I thought
I really screwed that up this morning. Jeez, ow. Talk about life on life's terms, folks. This weekend was rough with weather and power outages and internet outages and trees down, and I'm fine, right? My family's fine. Everybody was protected, but 2 houses up had a tree fall down on the front corner of the house. Things could definitely be worse than they were. My daughter's home visiting with her wife. Her wife got sick. She's been sick all weekend. They had her in the hospital, right? Yesterday, get up this morning to the phone ringing that, hey, your dogs are scheduled for a grooming. You're 10 minutes late. Oh, son of a monkey's uncle. Right. This is the way life is, folks. You cannot have an expectation because you're going to be perpetually disappointed. Right. Oh. So just try to be open to everything. Try to make it the best that you can when you're doing it. And just know that, hey, none of us have been this far in life before. Right. Yep. We're on a rock hurtling through space in infinite expanding nothingness. Zoom out, yep. Mother Humber, zoom out. Yep. Right. It ain't all about you, bro. It ain't all about you. Albert, I'm going to let it go. We're going to be down in Darlington. We're going to be in Benson, North Carolina. Carson Brown is running the Rattler this weekend in Mobile, Alabama. No, I think.
I have no idea.
That kid's everywhere.
He's everywhere. And he's doing a lot behind the scenes as well. And, things are coming around. Damien, the service dog, we haven't really talked about him for a minute.
Yeah, we haven't. Misty, hopefully we'll be able to.
Misty sent some pictures last week, and I can't believe how big he's getting. And just to know that Carson, Pepperjack, Save 22 all collectively came together for a common goal is pretty cool, right? Everybody's in it to help, and that's what you want. That's what you want out of people you're working with, right? To truly want to help.
We're not alone. Right. That's the biggest thing. Just know that you're not alone. There are other people that are willing to help. You just got to, like Dave says, you got to listen to the whispers before all you hear is screams. Right. So there are people whispering to you that, hey, man, I can help you with this. Right. I can help you with this. Right. Be willing to listen for that help. Right. Before all you do is scream.
Right.
That's and unfortunately, that's just the way us veterans are, man. We're going to push on. We're going to push through until we absolutely just can't go anymore. So just know that there is somebody there that can help you. Every county in Ohio has a Veteran Service Commission, right? There are people there who are trained to file these things. They're there for monetary help. There's going to be some, legwork on your end, right, to prove why you're in this situation that you're in. So swallow your pride and say, look, I screwed up. I need a little bit of help for a month or so, right? Sunday Porter down there at the Wayne County or Worcester VSC. Good morning to them. They've had us playing now for a couple weeks in a row now. So thank you to them, right? Just out. They're there to help you, right? The SAM Center, right? The SAM Center is one of those resources with a community pantry, a food pantry, bedrolls, yoga classes, chair yoga for those that might not be able to bend
Yep.
as well as we used to.
And,
They have
and I'm going to stop you real quick too. A lot of these services you're talking about, the chair yoga, all these things, you can also get these through the VA. They can be prescribed where you can do it over your TV, your computer, your phone, your laptop, right? That they will work with you one-on-one with chair Tai Chi. Ask me how I know. I do it.
How do you know about chair Tai Chi,
Right.
Albert?
So those things are available. You just have to ask your primary care, right? And these are things I didn't know. I didn't know, and I didn't know till I knew. And I got hooked up with Dr. Stacy, and she's like, "Look, you can get this, this, and this. Why aren't you doing this?" Doc, I didn't know. Well, yeah. Okay, now that I'm doing these things and doing these physical therapies and working, and it gets better. It does. Am I consistent with it? Not, because it's easy not to do it. It's hard to get in a pattern to do it, right? So that's a challenge that I'm going to start using for myself, is challenge yourself to get in that pattern where you're doing it, right? And using those tools to the best of my ability, because
Right.
I don't want to be in that chair all the time. Every time I go out, I don't. I like being upright. I like walking. I enjoy it a lot, right? And I don't want to be in that chair. So for me not to be in the chair, these are things I have to do. So guess what? I'm going to start doing them.
Yeah, it's a mindset deal, right? It's a mindset. What do I have to do to be the best version of myself that I can be? And so many of us get to, especially in the wintertime. Holy cow, especially in the wintertime. In Ohio, North Carolina, or Carolinas, where you're at, where the weather got a little crummy for a while there, right? It's not as exciting to be outside when it's 25 degrees outside and it's snowing and there's no sun and it's gloomy and dreary all day, every day, for days, weeks on end sometimes, right? So what do you have to do to be the best version of yourself today? We have talked ad nauseum, I mean, really, about how a shut-in and isolated lifestyle can really affect you, right? Yes, I have projects. Yes, I have my growing things when the summer is out and I have a garden and I can take care of my yard, right? And I can extend that as long as I can to stay outside. But what do you do inside, right? When the outside activities just aren't there, right? Especially for guys like us that don't want to be
Legos.
build Legos. Yeah, you build Legos. I got those motors.
I laugh,
Laugh,
man.
man.
2 hours,
Dude.
real quick.
I built that C-130, right?
Yep.
Took days to do that, right? Because you
Right.
get frustrated, your hands start to hurt, whatever, right? Just it's not forever, guys, right? It's not forever. You can't think in the forever. You have to think in the right now, right here, right? Let's do the things that can help you out. Let's get you moving. I can tell you, Albert can tell you, there are days when we don't have it, and it is all that we have to get up and get off the couch. And it's frustrating moving around.
Well,
What?
Senior Chief, race with Goat Locker Racing.
There's another partner we forgot to talk about.
Another great resource, right? He is.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
thank you, Senior Chief.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Really appreciate you being on here today.
You're not too bad for a Navy guy.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. And just having that interaction, right? Having that involvement. And so many of us won't even pick up the phone to talk to anybody and be like, man, I am bored to shit. Like, I can't get out of my own head, whatever, right? We forget these certain things and we do this self-imposed isolation, right? So iRacing is one of those things. Our generation being, Gen X, we grew up with Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever that first. I had a Commodore VIC 20.
Commodore 64.
Yeah, Commodore 64, the tape VIC 20, right? You're playing Pac-Man or whatever. Our parents thought it would rot our brains, right? Now look at it. Now you got AI that's doing everything for you, right? Talk about rotting your brains. But you lose certain things, right? You lose the ability to communicate. You lose the ability to interact. You lose the ability to function accordingly. What's he saying?
He said, I'm here for you guys. Well, not Albert, but John, you're right in my book.
Hey, I'm excited to get them to the track. A lot of their
Yeah.
stuff is iRacing, right? And they race
Yep.
8 nights a week, like Kenny Schrader, and back in the day, and all different platforms, all different styles of vehicles. So to be able to get them and a couple of their strong supporters out with us at the live event, probably Indianapolis Raceway, Indy Raceway Park, with is that the Cars Tour or the ASA Tour? I can't remember which one's going there. And then,
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Dragway 42, Toledo Speedway, Milan, Michigan, right? There's options for them. They're over in Indianapolis. Great nonprofit for what they're doing. They partnered up with great organizations.
Hey,
over there.
we were in Pensacola, right? And I turned around and I heard, hey, and I'm like, so I turn around, guy comes running at me. He's got a Goat Locker sweatshirt on, and he goes, "I was told to come find you," and I'm like, okay. So
Who are you?
Talked for a few minutes, and he's a vet or a first responder that races with Goat Locker in the iRacing, and he knew we were in the area and come over, and he wanted to check out the car and meet Carson and hang out for a minute. He saw Damien and exchanged some stuff, and it's just kind of cool to see that happen outside of the normal structure, right? You just randomly see somebody, right?
Yeah. Get out of your own way, guys, and go be uncomfortable for a little bit.
Yep.
Right.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Really appreciate you being on this morning. You haven't been on for a while, so thanks for sharing your time and your morning with us. Go. I don't know what it is you're gonna go. Oh, you got to go mail a couple things for me. So
I gotta go mail a couple things for you and get to the merch wagon and get a couple things out of there to get ready to go to Darlington.
Yeah, we're going to be set up. There is not going to be any merch available at Darlington. There'll be a selected amount available at Benson, North Carolina, at the Ronald Dragway with the IHRA Nitro Outlaw Series. We'll be there for that. We will have the QR code available. You can shop directly from our merch store there. You can do all your stuff electronically right then and there. We will have 25 to 40 items maybe available. Stop by, say hello, shake our hand, take some pictures. I am going to have, oh boy, where did it go? There it is. So one thing with the website before you go, we're going to talk about this. When we do our events upcoming, we have QR codes generated now through our website that you can upload your pictures, and we'll have them there in Safe 22. You can join our community hub. We talked about that real quick. That way you can keep up with what Safe 22 is doing, especially inside of our motorsports program, because it is so vast now that we can't be everywhere every time. So keep track of that. See where we're going to be. If it's in your local area, right? Give us a shout. Maybe we can hook you up with something. Can't guarantee that we'll be there, but give us a shout out.
Thank you.
I don't know what that looks like. We're still working that out with a couple of our partners, but the IHRA event has 11 Nitro Outlaw Series events this year. NASCAR, as Albert said, between 4 and 6 per event, and 4 to 6 events this year through NASCAR. So really excited for that. I don't know what it's going to look like. Carson Brown, with everything that he's running and raising the awareness for Safe 22, and them over there with Anthony Campy Racing. Thank you to Anthony Campy for all that he's done for us, just simply sharing our social medias and sharing information. And
Preserved chassis as well, P1 chassis as well.
P1 chassis as well is really awesome, right? Anissa with Auditory Defense and TrackTune, the IHRA for what they've done.
Pinnacle Racing Group sharing it as well. I mean, like we could just it's this thing is in the motorsports side of Save 22. This thing is just it's morphing into its own entity, and it's pretty cool to sit back and watch the amount of veterans, first responders, and their family members that have gone through the program or have come to an event and then see where they are after the event, right? These people are still calling, still checking in. We got active duty SF guys that are still texting me from done last year.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you guys are going to be there this year. You're going to be there this year. Yeah. I won't be there, but John will be there. Right. Look for Lex June again. Perfect. Can't wait to see you guys. Right.
Great.
And it's just giving, even those active duty guys and gals a minute, right? A day away. And just being able to turn off, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
It is. It's really cool. And the partners that we've had, you've said it, the time that they've taken to just show some appreciation for 5 to 10 minutes, it really means the world to these guys that come up and people like, I don't know who we can talk about outside of things, but the people that aren't our official partners that still take the time to come up and say, hey, thanks for being here, right? Hey, you got anybody we can meet today, right? Hey, by the way, we've got some food and drink over here for you if you need a break later on today,
Yep.
right? The things that happen organically is what really, to me, makes Save 22 special.
When we go to a track, and I'll use Atlanta, and then honestly, we've got to wrap up because we could do this for hours.
We could.
When we went to Atlanta and we saw the individual that was pushing tires, literally just drop tires, turn around and come over and just literally, we hug right there in front of everybody, and everybody's looking at us like, what the hell are these guys doing? Tires rolling everywhere. Like, he didn't give two craps about those tires at that point. It was about having that minute, right? And having that moment. And those are the reasons why you push through, right? Those are the reasons you keep going. The individual that we talk to that's a driver, right? If you see me make eye contact and I give you the nod, hang out for a minute, stay right where you're at. I'll come over and talk to you guys. Just hang out. Right. And he did 100% did exactly what he said he was going to do. And he's not the only one that does that. Right. And it's because we've been put where we've been put because of the partners we've used in the past. Right. And we're at a point now where we're just NASCAR's allowing us in. Right. That's cool. To me, that's cool.
We have been able through Save 22 and all of its partners to share these experiences with so many people, right? To just get them out and to just come out and share in something inside of motorsports world. And that's what we talk about because that's what has kind of morphed into for Save 22 is our presence inside of motorsports. It was organically. We didn't set out to only be a motorsports thing, right? It just, this is where the stuff has happened. And we're kind of open to it, and we're incredibly grateful for the experiences and to be able to share. You and I looked at it. Over 750 veterans have benefited, I guess you will, from Save 22's involvement inside of motorsports over the years. Really, an incredible number to even think about, right? When we say we just want to reach one, and we've been able to reach over 750. So, really excited for the year.
And it goes beyond just, one individual partner, right? It goes to other series, and you see pictures from the series being posted, and you see a Save 22 hat or a shirt or people showing up because of the name on the car. They want to see the car. They don't care who the driver is. They really don't. I mean, they might, but they want to see the car, right? Especially when it's a specialty car. They want to see that thing. They want to be next to it. They want to get a picture with Lex, with Carson, with Mike, with whoever. Ryan, right? All of these people, they just want that minute. And we've been really lucky to get where we're at on the motorsports side, but it's also carrying over into the community side as well, which is the cool part for me as well, right? Getting offered some grants down here through the community to be able to take vets fishing. We're taking 3 days full charters for fishing. And then they're going to do a dinner for us afterward. That's a community doing that. Right.
Did you get that date? When is that?
I don't have the dates yet, but it's coming. It's coming soon. Reds are starting to come in down here now, and it's good fishing right now. A little cold today at 49, but I'll take it.
Yeah, well, it was 22 degrees this morning when I got up. So give me your 49 degrees. Yep. Yeah, great time, great stuff. Save 22 is definitely expanding. We're definitely taking the mission out there simply by showing up, right? So that's our challenge to you. Go show up. Go show up. Show up.
Show up one time.
What could happen? What could happen? You might have a good time.
Could meet Lex June, right? Could break bread with Lex June. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, you might get to sit next to 12,000 horsepower, right? You might get to watch him fire it up, right? Sitting on a stand, 12,000 horsepower.
Don't get on Gerda's bad side. I've seen that. It's not good. I haven't been on that side. John has.
I am. Whoa.
No,
Have I? Oh, I did. I got in the way one time.
she's good people. She's good people.
She is.
So.
They are really great. I'm excited for them. This is their first year with a new chassis in over 20 years, right? Really excited for them. They put a lot of work in. We got to talk to Lex and Gerda. Well, we got to talk to Lex last week, right? This is not a high dollar team, right? They put everything they have into this racing thing for them, and we couldn't be happier for them, and very excited to keep them as a partner. Really excited to see where this goes. So if you're down in Benson this weekend, say hello. If you see Albert and the guys walking around the pits, the garage area down at the NASCAR race, stop by, say hello. Stay tuned for, I think we're going to try next week. We'll try for a Tuesday talk next week. Can't guarantee that it's going to be there. But hey, it's going to be a busy weekend for Save 22. So, hey, if you're struggling, let's talk about it, and maybe we can help you out and get you through the day. So thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining in. Really excited. Don't forget to check out save22.vet right here at the bottom and get involved in the community hub. Sign up for our events and programs, and hey, we'll see you at the track somewhere. Thanks, Al.
See you guys.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Throw some of this here music on and walk us out. Let's
voices echo, hearts laid bare, battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, stories told. Rise again from the ashes cold. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Tuesday talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand side by side, hand in hand. Shadows whisper, demons call, but we refuse to lose it all. Every fall, every tear, built the strength that brought us here. We are warriors, we are fire, turn the hurt into desire. Not alone, never lost, one more chance no matter the cost.